can do better than that. Are we having a good time? Yeah! Because right here on this stage in a few seconds, we've got Slack Lasses, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Thanks for coming. I said we've got Slack Lasses, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Right, our first host for this evening, she's stunning. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. It's the one and only Andrea McLean. Put your hands together. And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the slapper of the Northeast. I bet you can't guess who this is. It's Miss Denise Welsh. Ladies and gentlemen, from my neck of the woods in Yorkshire, please give a big round of applause to Gaynor Faye! Woo! And last but not least, everybody, we've got North East very own Pam Royal. Let's hear it for Pam! Woo! Right, girls, are you all settled?
Yes.
Yes. Right, before we go, I think it's time for one of Den's jokes. What do you think?
Can I tell a little dirty joke?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's not too dirty, right? So this man goes into the doctor and he punches the doctor right in the face. And he says, "Don't you ever again tell my wife she's got a nice fanny." And he said, "I never told her she had a nice fanny. I told her she had a cute angina."
Ladies, are we ready to go?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think so.
Sure, yeah?
Ready?
Oh, yeah.
Right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Andrea.
Hello and welcome to a very special Loose Women coming to you tonight all the way from canny Newcastle. On our way up here, yes, I've been getting a few Geordie lessons to help me prepare, so I now know that tabs are cigarettes, dog is a drink, and if someone offers to fill your fadge, they're only asking what you want in your sandwich. And so on to our panel. Now, when you say to the people up here in the Northeast, "wide open," they assume you're referring to the place. But if you say, "wide open," to one of us up here on stage, we assume you're talking about the legs of our first panellist. It's the mouth of the time herself, Denise Welsh. Joining Denise is a television presenter and newsreader who, before hitting our screens, was a librarian at the Royal Naval College in Dartmouth. She admits that mostly her time in the Navy Library was quiet and uneventful, except when the fleet was in. She can still recall the thrill she would feel at the sight of hundreds of sailors running down the gangplank, as her usually drafty entrance would become awash with salty seamen. It's Pam Royal. And last but not least is an actress who over the years we've seen on television in Fat Friends, written by her mother, Kay Mellor. Playing the Field, written by Kay Mellor. She's currently very excited about several new things her mum has written for her, including a shopping list, a birthday card, and a note saying, "Please excuse our gainer from swimming, she's on her period." Well, she may have beaten me and the rest of the field to become champion of dancing on ice, but tonight I'm handing out the scores. It's the 1.5, Gaynor Faye. Oh. And for your host this evening, I might not be local, but don't pity me, because my fella's got a long Benton. I'm Andrea McLean. No idea what that means. Coming up, we're going to be enjoying the crack with Corrie actress Angie Lonsdale, who'll be having a Brazilian bikini wax live on stage. Yes. And Whoopi Goldberg is here to talk about her impending marriage to Peter Cushing, and I'll be asking if this means she's about to become Whoopi Cushing. But first, if I seem a little bit jaded this afternoon, that's because Denise and the girls took me out on the toon last night.
Well, it was hardly out on the toon. I thought it was a quiet night.
Yeah, maybe for you.
I can't even remember where we were.
Well, we went to Revolution, then Babylon, then Rewind, then Idols, Flares, Liquid. Then you said, let's go to Yell, and we went to Yell, to Kiss, to Pop, and ended up at the Pig and Whistle. I felt we hadn't hardly been out.
Well, I couldn't find my coat this morning.
Because I told you to leave your coat at home. You're from Newcastle, Pam. You know it's illegal to wear one up here.
I woke up with onions in my bed.
That was from the kebab.
Oh, right. Well, it was a great night out anyway. It's fantastic.
Hey, where did you disappear to off at the end of the night?
I went off with those musicians we met at the bar.
Musicians? That was the band of the Coldstream Guards.
Well, that'll explain why they all stood to attention all night.
Hey, I'm just here, you know. I can't hear you.
Don't worry, my little puppet. You're still my little soldier. And I mean little.
Can you not just wait till I'm back in the bar before you start again?
Oh, come on, man. Don't be a huffy Horace.
Hey, don't think I don't know what you get up to when I'm not there, you know. I'm not daft. The Dickie Bird told me that when Robbie Williams was on the show, there was only one of you didn't snog him.
That was Carol. He was too old for her. You meant to say I give up, and then I say you should have given up a long bloody time ago.
It's all right. I don't think anyone noticed.
Seamless. Seamless.
Now, our first guest is an actress who on screen has been a sister to Andy Serkis and Robson Green, and married to Curly Watts, and in real life is married to Billy Mitchell. Not you, Billy Mitchell. No, it's the EastEnders Billy Mitchell. Thank you.
It's Angela Lonsdale.
Angela, welcome to the show. Now, as I said, you've had a very varied and long career, but tonight you don't seem to want to talk about that. Instead, you've chosen to come here and have a bikini wax live in front of 2,000 people. Now, you can understand why some people might be a little bit worried that you've lost the plot.
Well, I'll be losing my pubes, but hopefully I won't be losing the plot. Well, believe it or not, what I'm going to be doing here tonight is my response to global warming.
Oh. You see, Ange, I've known you for 20 years, and I've never even heard you mention global warming, let alone that it's so important to you that you're going to get your foof out in front of 2,000 people.
Well, I know. I mean, I recycle my crate of wine every week like everybody else, but I hadn't given it that much thought. And then last week I saw this documentary on the Brazilian rainforest.
Was that the one where Robson Green was swimming up the Amazon?
Oh, my God, did you see it? It was amazing. I mean, I was going to switch it off. I'd seen all these other swimming ones, you know, up the Nile, down the Limpopo. That one where he has to avoid all those bricks thrown at him when he's swimming up the weir.
Well, I know, but it helped him to get through that record that he set for the Sunderland Chesterley Street one. I completely fucked that line up now.
But this one, it was so moving. There was this bit, right, when I had to swim up this really tricky river. And then he was splashing around. He thought he'd have a break. He's splashing around with this lass in a bikini. Then suddenly they look up and they can see all these faces staring at them. And it turns out he's come across a tribe of undiscovered androgynous Indians right there in his trunks.
Do you know, Ange, I think that was Robson's best work since he did the drama about the diabetic fighter pilot.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, you mean Chocks Away? Oh, I love that. That scene where Robson has to fight the Taliban fighter plane, and his blood sugar goes so low, he has to bail out over the Afghan toffee factory and then lick himself back to health. That was brilliant.
Brilliant.
But you know what was so moving was that instead of him getting in his helicopter and buggering off like he normally does, oh no, he stayed and he lived with the native Indians all afternoon.
So that was when you decided you had to do something about it.
Yeah, well, like most people, I thought Sting and his mate with the plate in his lip, you know, that sorted the rainforest in the 80s, but obviously not.
So you just felt at that point, I have to get involved.
By waxing your bikini line.
Well, I'll take my hat off to you, Ange.
But not your pants like you usually do.
Have you ever thought about doing anything like this before, Ange?
Well, back in the 80s, I was a bit of a raving fembo, but in recent times, I've just put it all on the back burner.
But you've got to be careful, haven't you, being in a soap and all that,
Yeah.
not to alienate people.
I know, because, you know, let's face it, your readers of More and Closer might not understand what you're doing.
I know, but it was just seeing Robson sat there in his swimming hat and trunks and goggles, crying when they ripped the trees out, and I thought, well, I've just got to be strong again and do something about it.
With a camera crew.
Well, exactly, and I would have had the camera crew there and gone and lived with the natives, but what with it being Sunday for Sammy, Charlie Hardwick being ill, me having to learn 5,000 lines in the wings about 2 minutes ago, I thought it'd be easier if I waxed my foof instead.
That's all very well and good, Ange, but I'm just a little bit confused at, you know, where the whole waxing thing is all about. You know, is it some kind of symbolic gesture?
Well, yes, it is, yeah. But, you know, it's also something that Grazia and Bella might be interested in.
Or Imac.
Oh, I haven't thought about that.
Hey, you could have got sponsorship from Veet.
Reet?
And how will ripping off your pubic hair with a strip of sticky tape help save the rainforest?
Well, by waxing, we're saving deforestation, you see. And we're not only just reclaiming the planet, we're reclaiming our front lady gardens.
Oh, so you're having a Brazilian for the Brazilian rainforest. I get it.
Exactly, and it's not just me who needs to do it. You know, as we're getting older and grey down below. I mean, you don't want to be turning up to a photo shoot with your foof looking like Kevin Keegan's head. So, come on, lasses, who's up for it?
Oh, Ange, listen, thank you, but I don't think it's for me.
Denise, you do realise that Hello Magazine are doing the pictures?
Are they?
Aye.
Well, if what you're saying is for the future of humankind, then count me in.
Good for
Are you serious? You're going to strip off in front of all these people?
Pam?
Do you know, I never thought I'd do something like this, but yeah, count me in.
Pam, your mum's in the audience.
Has she seen it before?
And Andrea, what about you? Are you going to go for a Kojak crotch to save the planet?
Count me in, who loves you, baby. Just, I don't want the lollipop.
Am I the only one here who hasn't lost the marbles?
But who exactly is going to be doing the waxing?
Well, I was going to get Robson, you know, seeing as he was the inspiration, but his agent said he was busy working on his new series. Robson Green's Extreme Pet Shop Adventures. Aye. So I've asked that Geordie lad from Big Brother instead.
I think I must be still drunk.
What do you mean, Anthony, the hairdresser?
No, man, Liam. You know that one from Big Brother 8?
But Liam's...
Here he is. Hey! What have you come dressed as?
Well, you said you had a job for us, so I've come in my work gear.
Liam is a tree surgeon, and do you not even watch Big Brother?
Well, I thought you were a beauty and hair specialist.
No, I've come to trim your bush, love. Who's first?
Oh,